Hello. I just finished my run. I did 22 minutes at 8-minute mile pace. So that's less than 3 miles. That's 22.75 miles. So essentially, it's 11 laps on the track. Feeling better, be able to run faster. But with that said, I want to show my progress for today. It's been some time that I've been exercising, running, lifting weights. Not a long time, a few months now. So I wanted to showcase my progress so that ideally in a few months I'll be even further down and in better shape. Uh, the cough is from the running, but I feel pretty good. I feel like I've lost weight. So what have I been doing? First off, I've been lifting weights pretty consistently, about 3 to 5 times a week. I've been lifting weights. This includes weights for my arms, weights for my chest, for my back, upper back, I would say, my triceps, which is still arms, and my neck, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that those are the main focuses because I've been doing like bench, curls, triceps, hammer curls for the brachialis, bench press for the chest, of course, and then variations. Well, two variations, either the flat or the incline. For the upper chest and the mid chest, I've been doing shrugs / farmer carries for the traps, and then also for my postural muscles because that's really good because that way my back doesn't hurt as much. And then of course I've been running. Before I was doing also the squat machine, but I felt like there was 1 day or 2 days where I felt pain in my low back, and so I just kind of stopped it for now. Plus I'm running, so hopefully that's sufficient. But we'll see. I'll get back to it maybe. It's good to work out your legs, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt myself because that's it kind of runs counter to my goal, which is to be healthy, right? And then once again, within the past few weeks, I was diagnosed with non-fatty liver disease. So what that is, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is essentially when you have a lot of fat within the abdominal region for extended period of time, that accumulates on the liver, and it decreases its ability to kind of process metabolites and so forth. So it's essentially like a weaker liver, you can think of it, and that's because fat surrounds it, and it's not good for it. It's not a immediate danger. It's something more that takes usually like tens of years to do damage. So I've already noticed some damage because I looked at my liver tests, and my AST, ALT scores were elevated slightly. Not too much, but slightly. And then that's what gave the indication that, there might be something going on. I don't drink at all. And that's actually the question I kept getting asked. It's like, do you drink? Is that why? Because then if they would tell me, stop drinking, and then that would help your liver. But in this case, I don't drink at all. That's yeah. And so as a result, it's essentially not, the doctor didn't say it, but like the implication is, it's like, you don't drink, it's because you're fat, That's kind of, there's no other way around it. It's because I got a lot of, a nicer way to say it is I have central obesity, and then that's beginning to accumulate on the liver. Another way to say it is you've been fat for quite a while, because in COVID I gained like 30 plus pounds, and then I kind of retained that. And even though I've been exercising, I didn't exercise enough to combat my extra snacking. But anyways, so I feel pretty good about my results. Let's see. So feel pretty good in my arms, feel pretty strong. Feel pretty proud that I can curl way more than I used to be able to curl. Now I can curl 45 working set instead of 35s. So I feel very good about that. I feel like my chest is a lot more toned than it was before. I got a little teddy bear in the back. Chest is a lot more toned. My stomach, you can still see a lot of kind of fat around here centrally. And that's the big reason why it's like not the fat around the stomach. That's where it accumulates. My legs have always been kind of, I would say, on the thinner end because I run. I was a long distance runner. I've been running, so I don't really accumulate the fat too much on my legs. On the thighs, yes, just because I had gained so much weight and needed to go somewhere. But you can see my You can see in my abdomen, that's where I have a lot of the weight centrally located. But I feel pretty good. Like I feel like my chest is strong. I feel like my arms are getting stronger. Like it's not, I wouldn't say anywhere like shredded, but it's getting there. And then also I've been working on my neck quite a bit because of uh, like the shrugs. So I'll take 65 pounds, put them on each side, and then hold them on each side, and then I'll hold it up like this, and then I'll go down. Hold it up like this for 2 seconds, or like a second and a half, and then I'll go down. I try to take it a bit longer, just so that I can really feel. Well, two reasons. One, I want to target the muscles that are being worked out, so I want to really target the trap, right? But that said, I don't want to go fast, just because the neck is a very, very sensitive region. You want to be careful with your neck. If you're doing anything with your neck, be careful. I don't do anything like chiropractic. I don't crack my neck. I don't do anything with my neck that would potentially cause blood clots to like form around the carotid or anything like that, and then cause a stroke. Don't want anything like that. If you look into it, there's a lot of stories about that where people, unfortunately, and the reason why it seems like a lot, is because there's just so many people who take practice in cracking their necks or going to a chiropractor, and subsequently, after all those times, it's natural that one of those would lead to an incident of forming a clot, and then from there going and subsequent fatalities, or even kind of occlusion of the artery, and then that leads to how should I say? I want to say like paralysis, but essentially it's impaired body function. So it could be potentially paralysis. It could be, who knows what a stroke could result in. It could lead in aphasia. It could lead in, just a complete loss of speech. It could lead. So there's different things, because your brain obviously controls your entire body. But with that said, it's not worth the risk. So that's why I do the shrugs pretty slowly. Also, one thing I do for the workouts, for the weightlifting, is I always do everything at a moderate intensity. What do I mean by that? I mean, I can always do a full set. Like if I'm fresh on any exercise, I can always do about 6 to 10 reps starting off. Not every rep, not every set, I should say, is 6 to 10. And so I don't know how people do that. Like regularly they'll do like 6 to 10, 6 to 10, 6 to 10. Or like, let's say they can do like 10 the first time, and then the next time they do 10, next time they do 10. I can't do that. I can do, let's say I'm doing first time 8. Okay, I'll take some rest. Maybe next time I do 6 to 8, but it might go down. Maybe it's still 8, maybe it might go down, but it never increases, and it doesn't improve for me, because it starts to fatigue. And then as I go on, it decreases. I see this especially in the bench. When I do the bench, the first time I'll be able to do like, let's say like 10, sometimes 12. After I do 10 to 12, I'll be able to do, so 10 to 12. Next time, let's say I can only do like 8 reps. Next time, let's say I pull it off again, I do 7 reps. Next time, I do maybe 4 to 5. And that's really how it is. Like, sometimes I'll even, I try to decrease the weight. The thing is, for the bench in particular, so for other lifts, I can. For the bench, it's a little bit harder because I put 2 plates on each side, and I don't want to take off, I don't want to take off a plate and then swap it for like 35s, like so 25 and a 10. I don't want to have to do that. The best way probably for me to do it is I would set up a 45, and then after that I would set up a 25, a 10, and a 5-5. So then that way I could decrease load as I fatigue. But anyways, I always do enough so that it's easy for me to do easily more than 6 the first time. I never want to do a set where, like fresh, feeling great, I do less than 6, because then that means I'm lifting just too heavy, and that's ego lifting. And there's a time and place for that, especially if you're like a power lifter. That makes sense. You're lifting between like 3 to 5 reps. I'm not a power lifter, I'm just trying to be healthy. So then that's why I keep my lifts around something that my body can handle repeatedly, more than 6 times, or 6 or more times. And then that way I'm less susceptible to having an injury. And then that's also why I cut out the squat machine, because once again, I don't want to get injured. That's counter to what I want to do, which is be healthy. But enough about kind of that tangent. What I'm trying to say is feeling pretty good. Like I said, solid workout. This is, like I said, August for the so far. It's a lot is still central obesity. Gonna try to keep running. I think running consistently 3 to 5 miles a day will lower that. I I do recognize that the fastest way to get there is probably going to be to control my calorie intake, but I feel terrible when I have decreased calorie intake. Like, I'm not a fan of it. I grew up eating a lot. I still eat a lot, and it's not the ideal approach to kind of keep eating a lot and then just increase my exercise to the point where it outpaces my caloric intake and then causes weight loss. I recognize that that's probably not the most efficient pathway, but a good thing about just health in general, exercise in general, is you want to do what's most I how should I say, what is going to keep you consistent. So for me, what's not going to keep me consistent is kind of lowering my calories and then just feeling hungry each day. I'm going to feel miserable. I'm probably not going to do as well as work because I'm not going to feel well. I'm going to feel tired. For workouts, I'm going to feel tired. I might not want to go. And yeah, no, I'll probably feel hungry, and it's just not a good idea. So instead, what I'm doing is, like I said, I'm weightlifting 3 to 5 times a day. I'm trying to run almost every day. Like the days that I'm not feeling tired, I'm running, which is almost every day, or every day that my legs don't need a break, I should say, because I get tired every day depending on if I've had a nap or not, if I've got enough sleep that day, how hard work was, but I'm still able to run like 5 to 6 times a day. Very blessed that most of the time I'm able to work remotely, and so as such I'm able to kind of save time on the commute and use that towards exercise. But enough for the tangent. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This was my update after several months. Technically it's been like we'll call it like 6 months. 2 months of cardio, 2 months of weightlifting, and then 2 months of blended exercise, weightlifting plus cardio. Feel pretty good, because I think before that I definitely have a lot more fat on me, and I also did not have as much muscle. Maybe I probably gained a bit more muscle mass, but not significant amount, or pretty good amount, I would say. But another part of it is, I think, just from weightlifting repeatedly, I trained my neurons, those neuromuscular connections, just so that it's able to lift more efficiently. Because like I said, I feel stronger now. Like on my lats, on the pull down, the lat pull down, I'm able to do 270 pounds. On the bench, I'm able to do 2 plates. On the biceps, I'm able to do 45s. And this is all fresh. So I'm listing all the fresh, like once I'm able to do my first set, my second set, probably not necessarily my third and fourth set. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day. And then I'll try to give updates on my run. The only reason today I didn't record my run was because I did it in the gym. I did it on a treadmill. And so I was feeling, like I said, I don't want to record in the gym, but I don't mind recording outside because, it's a public space. Inside of the gym, not as public. It's somewhere where you want to respect people's privacy. So thank you, everyone.